Dude, the wild card weekend of the 2024 NFL season.
Best show ever. Best show
ever.
Come on.
Dude.
Let's go, buddy. Let's go. Best show ever.
Dude.
Best show ever.
It is so good to see you.
Can you believe it?
Man.
Can you believe we have found ourselves here again? Here again. We're in. First things first, go.
I want a number for you.
We have predicted 272 games against the spread. And it comes down who was the champion. Over 272 games, the champion was our very own.
That's, you know what?
Let's just jump right to him. Recognize the man, present the trophy. The 2024 Pigskin Pick'em Champion, Pheng Genghis Kahn. Bring on the bone marrow. Bring on the winners. Let's go. Pheng did it, man. What a season.
Pheng, you're the man.
Guys.
You are the man.
Everybody's gunning. They're gunning for us. And Pheng's behind the scenes just picking winners every week. Just picking winners every week.
Okay, now, of course, in his defense, he is waiting until 12:58.
Oh,
every single Sunday.
3 o'clock. He changes his 4 o'clock games. Yeah, he's got. Listen. He's playing the game. He's playing the game. He knows if he needs to switch. Like, all right, Carl and Doug, they got those guys. I got to catch them.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. He's looking at what we're picking. He's going. I'm going to go against that. I'm just going to get him.
And locked in. What a year, guys! Come on.
272 games, plus 13 more games in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. 285 total.
285 total games.
We've been around. You've been around for every single one of those games, man.
Every game.
Every single game.
You picked every single game against the spread this year.
Dude, okay, let's get back to it.
Let's go.
So you got it excited, Carl. You've got it fired up, Doug. You have the wild card weekend.
Let me tell you why.
You know why I'm excited? Yeah.
Because the season is played out over 18 weeks. And with all of the knowledge that we now have, we now officially, at this point, Doug, we're not going to miss a game because now we know everything. We know exactly what's going to happen. We know everything.
That's it.
Absolutely. Just listen. We're going to pick the same games probably because we know everything.
We know it. We know
exactly what's going to happen.
You know it too. That's right.
Because you've come along for the ride, now we all fire and brim. We know everything.
This is it.
I get nervous sometimes when I leave that I'm being followed.
That's it.
I look over my shoulder.
Yeah. They're always blacked out,
I'll tell you what.
SUVs.
Yeah.
Just like in the movies. Exactly.
Paparazzi, like in the movies. I can't shop in this town sometimes. Definitely can't wear the Stafford jersey. Everybody knows that I got a Lions Stafford jersey.
Dude, that's right. So
it's because I'm superstitious. If you just tuned into the show and wondering why is this guy, I'm a lot stitious. We'll go with that. Yeah. Anyway, let's go.
That's right. And all of you have been with us in Fire Brim Sports. I mean, the Fire Brim Sports family. Man, I tell you what.
Yep, our community.
But it's not over with yet, right?
No, man. Come on. It all leads up to a very important date.
A very important date.
That date right there.
Check it out.
February 9th, 2025, the first ever Super Bowl to be played on my birthday. On my birthday, and I've said all season, this is my birthday season. This is my birthday season, boys.
Do you think Carl's fired up about this?
Man. Didn't have anything to do with the way we looked against the Vikings, I'm sure.
No. Okay.
What do you got, man?
Now, before we get into the pros.
Carl, you got that? You got
Carl. We got it. Yeah, got it. I mean, before we do that, let's talk a little college. We've got some college action coming up here, right?
Yeah. Okay. Final Four. Wow, the playoff. What did you guys think of the playoff?
So this is Tuesday, okay? And so on Thursday is the first game in college. You've got Notre Dame taking on Penn State. It's the Orange Bowl down in Miami. It's the Fighting Irish. When I looked at it, like yesterday, it was 2.5. I think it might be 1.5 right now. So it's fluctuating.
Extremely overrated conference here. Notre Dame should have no problem with this overrated conference.
Really? So you're going to take Penn State or Notre Dame?
Yeah.
You are?
Yeah.
No analysis needed or anything like that?
No. That's a weak conference.
Who does Notre Dame
who's
play?
Who's good in this conference?
Who's it?
They play Northern Illinois.
Oh, woo.
They lost to Northern Illinois.
Yeah, they did. I know. Okay, Riley Leonard. I have no. I mean, he's
this is what's about to happen for the next 5 minutes. Doug's gonna bang on why Notre Dame's not good, why Penn State's not good, and why Texas isn't good. That's what we're about to hear for the next minutes.
All right, and Drew Aller for Penn State. He's not that great either.
He's not that. Nobody's that great. No, there's only one team that's great left in the playoffs.
We'll get to Ohio State. No, I like Penn State. I'll take the points. Taking a dog. I'll take the points. I go with Penn State in this one. Yeah.
Good pick.
But Notre Dame, a lot of people are like Notre Dame no matter. I mean, it's, they get the spread. Okay, so we want to know who you like, Penn State, Notre Dame. And then the game on Friday, the Cotton Bowl. Ohio
this is
State,
the game Quinn shows up for. He's going to show his old team. He's going to show Ohio State.
Show it. He has shown nothing up to this point. No. He's inconsistent.
This is the team that lost a team that threw like 3 passes. How many passes did Michigan throw? Was it 4? Did they throw 4? Did they? Was it 5 passes?
Not many. There should be some sort of conspiracy look at what Ohio State did.
Ryan Day, is he okay now?
Yeah,
you'll keep him around now?
Oh no. If I am Ryan Day, I'm dead serious about this. Especially if you win the national championship, I jet to the NFL. Yeah. I'm gone. I go to the NFL. You can't do any more than that. You can only at Ohio State. He can win the national championship.
Yeah. You don't want to lose to Michigan again.
No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to lose at all. Yeah. I mean, because Ohio State fans are going to be all over him, even if he wins a championship.
You guys are nuts.
We're nuts. Yeah. Absolutely. We're nuts. Okay, so it's Ohio State by 6. It's been fluctuating around there. You got Will Howard, you got Jeremiah Smith.
There's no reason why Ohio State doesn't blow everybody out. The way they've looked the past 2 games, that's the way they should have looked against Michigan. My honest opinion is there is 0 reason that anybody should come close to the way Ohio State's playing.
Yeah. Let's get on. But it's a business trip. Get down there because they're playing in Texas. They're home.
Right.
It's a home field game. Trip.
Did you say sit your starters at halftime so nobody else gets hurt for the national championship game?
You play.
You sure you want to take them all? You're all about sitting them. You're all about resting. As soon as they get a 2-touchdown lead, pull the starters. Pull them. Don't let anybody get hurt. Pull them.
I hear what Carl was talking about during the Minnesota Lions game the other night. It was when it looked like the Lions had the bag, and it was like midway through the third quarter. I'm going, pull everybody, get everybody out of there.
It's every game. Every game, you're like, there's only how many guys you want to sit, man? You can only sit 6 guys.
I want everybody to sit. All the injuries they've had, everybody should sit down. Okay, so there's so much banter that goes on between us and Pheng.
Yeah. The champion again. The champion, the pigskin pick-up champion on the board. Let's see how he does in the playoffs when he's on the hot seat.
Yeah, that's exactly. We're putting him. I think Pheng probably will come next week. Mm-hmm. I think he'll probably be on the divisional show and the Super Bowl show. Right. So we'll have him to harass. That's for sure. Okay, so the last full week of the regular season, we both went 9-9, 9-7. Of course, the Bengals. I knew not to do that.
I will give you. You have the right pick. You have the right pick. Listen. Blackjack. You play. There's certain rules to blackjack. Yeah. If you have 16 and the dealer has a 10, you take a hit. You're not in a great spot.
Yeah.
You combust.
Yeah.
This, to me, was the right pick. You lost by the hook. There's nothing you can do. This right here is the telltale sign. That 13-5, there's probably a couple of games where you lost by a hook where you could have easily been 15-3.
I did, and I remember every single one of them too.
The Kool-Aid pick was absolute fire this season. That's what you have to look forward to in the playoffs, guys. When you're making your picks, look for the Kool-Aid pick. It is on fire, and it's going to continue.
Especially as we're getting down the last couple games. That's right. Mr. Assassin, he was on the hot seat, and that's what happens when you go on the hot seat.
That's right.
It is what it is. But thanks for joining us, man. So let's look at a couple records for the last...
148 and 124. I was 24 games over 500, and I was nowhere near Pheng. Pheng was like 50.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Look at this again. Okay. There was one person, Killer Swap was at 12-4, Jaden Ross. I mean, look at all these names.
That was a tough week because you had to
I know, there was a big tough week.
Because
there's
you had to predict
big tough week.
He wasn't going to try.
And then, let's look at it overall. You were at what, 148?
He was 60 games over. Is that 60?
60 games over 500.
Jaden Ross, 163 and 109. Guys, these records are just... They're sick.
They're
Miami
sick.
Dolphins,
Absolutely.
159 and 113. This is wild. Octomon, guys, Numbers Montgomery. Those numbers are wild.
Absolutely.
Great job.
You know what we say to them?
Grant McLaren. Hold on, he's first on the next one.
He is first on the next one. We've got
worldwide.
That's right.
Prestige worldwide here.
Carl, you're on.
I was right in there. I was just a couple games off the front
on the
ESPN
page. App. You were on the first page of the leaderboard. So. Absolutely. So yeah, Colorado sports fan. I mean, he was rocking. He does it all the time.
Yeah,
he was the winner last year.
Yeah.
He was the overall winner last year.
He was going for back-to-back. Yeah.
He was a very benevolent winner from last year.
Hey, I credit all you guys that came in here and stepped up 272 games. You guys played every week. You picked every game every week. You didn't miss a week. I mean, there were weeks where we were I'm going to pull my picks in.
Hey, we can't tell you how many times I forgot until the last second to put my picks in. It's
shut up. Hey, I did pretty good making sure I put in what I put on the board.
You did. Last year there was a few blunders. Wonkiness. That's right. Okay. 3-team parlay, just what you were talking about with the Bengals.
You had the right pick, yeah.
You had the right pick with the Seahawks. Same with the Lions. Miami Dolphins, I think he has done this, him and Colorado sports fan. I think half the time they get the 3-team parlay.
They were rocking.
I mean, all the time.
Yeah,
all the time on the 3-team parlay.
They've made me some parlay decisions. I'll give them credit for that.
Okay, let's take a quick review before we get to the board. All right. Everything is firmed up now. Kansas City did lock up number 1 a couple weeks ago. Bills, Ravens, Texans, all were the division winners.
Who's your not a chance team to win the Super Bowl?
The not a chance team, I'm going to go with the Broncos, just because they have a rookie quarterback. I mean, they have a good team. Their defense is what
the
got
Broncos
them.
Probably scare me more than anybody.
He's
the Broncos. I mean, they've got the pieces, man. They got a good head coach. And Nick's he's like a 38-year-old rookie.
I'm not saying they're bad.
He's been in college. I remember watching him in 1994 beat my Gators. He's been in college for a long time.
No, that's a great question though. Who is a not a chance? Yeah, I'm
going to go Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. I mean, what does Pittsburgh do? Do you think they play Justin Fields? You had to play Justin Fields at some point, don't you? In that game against the Ravens.
Why? What do you mean?
Because Wilson is playing horrible, but Fields is horrible too.
He's been your quarterback all year. Why would you?
Fields started. Fields started the first 3-4 games.
Yeah, 18. Russell Wilson's the quarterback.
All right, we'll get back to this. Yeah. All right, so the Lions locked up number 1.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean, okay, we are from Toledo, Ohio. Which is right in
give away our location.
That's
I don't have enough problems with the paparazzi and this stuff. You just say Northwest Ohio.
Could have said that. And just to talk about the Lions is just ridiculous. It's absolutely.
I've been a fan my whole life. It's a lot of years that I've been waiting, and there's never been a Super Bowl on my birthday. I've known this all season. This is a special day, guys. I've told you all year we could have got the Lions at plus 1,500 back before the season started. Now it's plus 300.
So there is the Fire and Brimm Sports Venmo. So you want to say, Carl, a Christmas card?
Yeah, send me a birthday present. Yeah, everybody send me $1. Send me a birthday present.
Okay, so the Eagles, Bucks, and the Rams, firmed it up. They're all the division winners. Vikings, Washington, Packers. Okay, I'm going to ask you the question. Which one of these teams is there not a chance? No way that they make it to the
all of these
Super Bowl.
Teams.
All of these?
Nobody. I'm telling you right now.
So you're going to take the field. If I said you want to bet the Lions or the field?
There's nobody going into Ford Field and beating that team. Yeah. There is no chance. The Lions. I'm take that back.
Did you say
the Lions are not losing in Ford Field? I did not say it all the way. The Lions are not losing in Ford Field. I would have been nervous if they had to go out and play at Philadelphia. The electricity in that building, the mentality of that team, the way they play at home. That team is not losing at Ford Field.
Okay, let's do this real quick.
I put the Chiefs at number 2.
Yeah, you put the Chiefs at number 2.
Probably just because that's where I don't think the Chiefs are going to make it.
I have the Chiefs still at number 1 because the Chiefs are still the Super Bowl champions.
Maybe that's why I put them at number 2 because I don't. I like Baltimore at number 2.
You can't deny what the Lions did in the defense. The defense, they have 12 people that were on injury reserve.
Man, the Lions are so good.
It's amazing how they're doing that. Good. All right, let's take a look at a couple other things. Draft order is finalized. I mean, the Titans, they need a quarterback. and then they need a quarterback. The Browns looks like Deshaun Watson is not going to play next year. That's kind of the rumors right now.
I saw a stat that said the New England-Cincinnati game.
Yeah.
If New England had lost that game, they would have the number 1 pick, and Cincinnati would be in the playoffs. So they both hurt each other.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
That first game of the season.
Giants need a quarterback.
Every game matters in the NFL.
Yeah, it does. You know what?
Every game matters.
272 games. Every single game makes a difference, doesn't it? All right, here is my fun one. You know I always like this. This is my, because I wait for this all
man, how many people did you get fired this year?
Okay, so, well, we already had, the Saints, Jets, Eberflus for the Bears. Today, this Tuesday, Antonio Pierce was let go by the Raiders. Peterson, that was a given. I was shocked. I didn't have Mayo on the board.
Yeah,
I did not have Mayo on the board. I was surprised by that. I didn't think that they would let him go in year 1 like that. I thought that was...
McDaniels doesn't have much time left. His offense is gimmicky. It's like a high school offense. There's not a lot going on.
The Giants said they're going to keep Dable. I don't get that. I do not get that.
Sirianni on this.
Okay, Sirianni belongs there. He belongs there because he's not a good head coach. He's only there because...
Is Zach Taylor on there? Where is he?
Yeah, Zach Taylor's on there. Actually, Zach Taylor, I should just put Zach Taylor over Sirianni because Zach Taylor is horrible. He owns that team. As a head coach, you own the team. On the offense and the defense.
Listen, you put any head coach in the NFL up against Dan Campbell and you look horrible.
Well, that's it, yeah. But Dan Campbell owns the offense and the defense. He talks to them both. He does. I mean, whatever happens, he owns them. I don't see Taylor doing that. He's not a head coach. He's not a winning. He's an offensive coordinator. He's a great offensive coordinator. He's not a head coach. You know how I feel about leadership and management and all that.
That doesn't come better than Dan Campbell.
No, he is.
He's going to go down
inspirational.
If you can keep that energy up year after year, I mean, he's aged a lot in 3 years. So he might be like an Urban Meyer, burn yourself out in 5 years with as hard as you work.
There you go. There you go. Hey, you could. Okay, so tell us what you think about the head coaching. You know how I feel about that. Tell us what you think about the draft, early draft projections, anything along those lines. Do we have should the Lions be in the top 5? I mean, give us any insight,
the Lions are in
any input.
You can park the Lions in the Super Bowl right now.
Okay.
The Lions are in the Super Bowl. There is not an NFC team that is a threat once they locked up that 1 seed. The way they played against Minnesota the other night, that they are just a different team in that building. The only chance anybody had was to get them on the road.
I don't want to say that, and here's why. I don't want to say it with these guys. I mean, I could go, woo, we're going to win all that.
How we go from the Lions to the Buckeyes? This is the NFL show, and we keep bringing in Ohio State.
Let me finish my point. My point is, don't get ahead of yourself. You and Pheng, how many times I bang on Pheng about... midway through the game, he goes, we got this game locked up. And it's
I was not ahead of myself until the Lions locked up the number 1 seed, and I know how they play in that building. You have a very tall task to go into Ford Field
yes, you do.
And knock off the Lions. I think there is an intimidation factor that I've never seen before. It reminds me of like a team going and trying to beat the Niners in the 90s, right? Or the Cowboys in the 90s, or the there's a fear. Going into playing New England. England was never really that scary. They just won.
Question: do you think the same thing?
The Lions people are scared of the Lions. Yeah. They're intimidating.
Do you think it's the same thing when people go to Arrowhead?
No,
you're playing Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah. I think there's a belief that you can win the game. I believe there's a belief that you can win the game.
So you're saying it's scarier now to go to Detroit than it is to
I'm sorry. So it sounds as I'm dressed in Lions gear, but I'm just saying, you've watched it. Why do teams look at the stats of how teams perform after they play the Lions?
Yeah.
There's a hangover. You lose. Good teams play the Lions. The next week you lose. The next week you don't cover. The Lions... watch a Dan Campbell press conference. There is no press conference where everyone is engaged or a locker room speech. Like, great job, guys, blah, blah, blah. Like, that's how most head coaches are. Yeah. There's no team that is united or engaged that I see like the Lions. Like, listen, I don't know what's going to happen. They could lose to Baltimore in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But park them there. They're there.
I did tell him at Pheng, I said, I want to do a leadership management class, and all we're going to do is just going to take Dan Campbell locker room speeches.
Listen,
that's all we're going to do.
It's called pass the cup. That's all he does. Yeah. Is gives credit to every anybody else. He gives credit to his coaches. He wants to acknowledge the players that did it. He passes the cup every single time. And he said it in one of his first things. He says, all I do is think about you guys. All I do is think about you guys.
Yeah, he's a coach.
And that's why people want to go play for him.
Which is why I bang on people like Zach Taylor's and that. I mean, because they're coordinators, they're not coaches.
This isn't the coach, too. You want to talk about fourth downs. When they were not going for it.
Yeah.
When in that game against Minnesota, when they jumped off sides, he was going to go up 3 scores. I'm telling you, he learned that lesson in San Francisco. But because he goes for it on fourth down so much, you got them to jump. You were intimidated, and they're comfortable. Every time they went for it on fourth down, the Lions are comfortable doing it.
You should have heard them on the radio.
Nobody else
was listening to it on the radio,
Yeah.
and those guys are just going just bananas when it happened. Okay, enough of the Lions. I'm sorry.
We got games to go.
Okay,
playoff games
quick,
actually.
Real quick.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Brown bag for the season.
Now everybody, if you're just now picking up, everybody fast forwarded to this part.
Brown bag for the season is the Bengals.
I did say the Dolphins. Yeah.
Enough said. Is the Bengals.
I go the Dolphins. You had a chance. I mean, the Broncos were locking it up anyway, but you went up to New York and got spanked.
You got spanked. Yeah, come on, seriously, against the Jets. Seriously.
The Dolphins were a joke.
Okay, let's get to the game.
Let's go, man. Come on. Now
There's only 6 of them. Let's do it.
It's a serious handicapping show.
It's a serious handicapping show. So, okay, we've got the college games on Thursday and Friday, and we've got NFL on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Okay, let's start it off. The Chargers, once again, coach or coordinator. What did I talk about?
Harbaugh.
Look what Harbaugh does. He comes in. You're just playing nothing, the past couple of years, and now Harbaugh comes in. He has the same team. Yeah. They're in the playoffs. Taking on the Texans, who've been kind of on the downside.
And C.J. Stroud is their quarterback.
Chargers by 2.5. Who do you like?
We're going to go and take the Chargers to win this game and move on because Stroud's not ready for the moment, and he's done. His season's over.
Pinger says the Chargers, and I'm going to be scary about this.
Let's
I'm going
go
to follow suit with you on the Chargers.
Let's go with the favorite.
They did not play each other this season.
Nope.
There was
the only matchup I think that didn't have.
No, the other one was Denver and Buffalo. They did not play each other. Okay. Here is Saturday night. So all the games, they're going the first 3 games of the AFC games, and then they move on to the NFC games. Okay, Saturday night, we've got the Steelers. Steelers have lost 4 straight, taking on the Ravens. 9.5. This is a playoff game. 9.5.
Playoff game against 2 teams that know each other quite well.
They split to the regular season.
They split the regular season. The coaches know each other. The players know each other. It's a rivalry game. Baltimore at home in the playoffs. This is going to get ugly early, and it's just going to continue. It's hard to once things start to go wrong in the playoffs. It's hard to recover.
Pheng is going with the Steelers, and I tell you what, you're throwing me for a loop here.
It's a different time of year. I'm picking winners. It's a different time of year. Things start to go wrong, and it's not about all right. Teams are you lose. Teams are peak focused at this time.
Yeah.
Baltimore getting this first win at home is crucial to them. They're not the number 1 seed. They don't have that type of pressure on them like in the past. They know Pittsburgh. They're going to get up early and roll.
Dang, the speech is really getting me because you know how I like favorites.
Should have had your pick in already.
I was leaning Steelers until I heard your spiel there. You got me.
It's the playoff time.
You got me on that. 9.5. That's a huge number, though. Okay, yeah. I'm with you. Okay, Sunday, 1:00. You got Bo Nix, Sean Payton again. What do we have to say? In fact, when you look at this board, look at all the great head coaches. Seriously, this board is filled with a bunch of great head coaches. I mean, there's no surprise that these teams are in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Okay, Sean Payton, Bo Nix, Denver's defense is part of the reason why they are where they are, too. They have really come back this year against the Bills. I mean, it's Superman. He's going to wear the cape from the minute that they get on the field. Here's another biggie, Bills by 8.5. Pheng says go with the Bills. What say you?
If you're going to do anything, maybe take Denver first half to be in the game. Buffalo gets a couple touchdown win. Allen's going to roll at home. That place is going to be electric too. And it's going to, again, that snowball gets rolling in the playoffs and your season starts slipping away.
Here's what
these are really good teams. These guys are so good.
Here's what happens in the playoffs, and nothing against the rookies, but the rookies.
Yes, and you're new. You're new here. You're new. Exactly. You're new to the spotlight. And the same thing here. The Steelers have been reeling. They haven't found their footing yet. I like Harbaugh.
Yeah.
I do, like Peyton. But these guys, they know they've been here. They're not going to mess around. They don't want to be in a spot where a one-possession game at the end. They're going to get up 3 scores and they're going to hold on.
I don't think we have. First of all, you have picked as many favorites, and then we're in lockstep. I mean, it kind of scares me.
Pick some money. I told you, now we know everything.
That's true. Okay, here's what we know. Christian Watson is out for the Packers. That's a bummer. That's a bummer for the Packers. Taking on Philly, they did play in week 1. Philly won, but that was 3-4 months ago, right? So I don't think it makes any difference. Philly is at home. They're not saying anything about Jalen Hurts. Mm-hmm. I'm sure he's going to be playing. I just don't. I wouldn't be surprised if he's not playing. Mm-hmm. It's the Eagles by 4.5. Pinger says, go Eagles.
Okay.
What say you?
All right, what say me is what's different about this game, because Philly's really good too. What's different about this game than these games here? The difference is Green Bay's got a coach that's been there. Yeah. They've got a quarterback that's been there, and they got players that have been there. They were here last year. Yeah. They won on the road. They know how to win. They know how to play in the playoffs. They're going to be in this game. It's going to be a field goal game, last possession. I don't like to say Green Bay can win this game. They're going to cover because I don't think it's going to be more than 3 points. And Philly just plays that grinded out kind of game. I do see Green Bay being in this game with a chance to win.
Okay, I love that. I love that assessment because that's right. I'm going to take Philly. I'm going to take Philly as the Kool-Aid pick.
Remember what I said earlier about the Kool-Aid pick being hot? That is not the lock of the board, but okay.
We're going with the Eagles. We got Eagles green here. Okay.
I want to root for the Kool-Aid pick because that's fine. You'll get more chances. 13-6 is still a hell of a run.
I feel better when the Kool-Aid pick is different than your pick. I feel a lot better when that happens. All right, so we've got the Eagles there. Okay, let's go down to Washington. Okay, you got Jaden Daniels, another rookie, right? Taking on the Bucs, who they have not been impressive. They have not been lately impressive, but they win ball games. Mm-hmm. Bucs by 3 at home. Mm-hmm. Pinger says go with the Bucs. What do you like?
So that's it too. The environment is just different with the playoffs. They've got a coach that's been there. They know how to do it, but the Baker's not dropping this game at home. I'm gonna take the Bucs to go ahead and cover this game.
And Tampa Bay, they did play in week 1. Tampa Bay won. But again, that was a lifetime ago. I'm going to follow suit with everything you said. I'm spot on to that. Okay, what an interesting one.
Here it is.
Poor Vikings. They get beat by the Lions. Now they have to fly out to the West Coast to take on a fresh man Stafford because they played nobody last week, right? Yeah. Sean McVay and Kevin O'Connell, which you got to say 2 more great head coaches. Okay. Yep. Vikings by 1.5. Yeah. What say you?
What you got here is you've got a Super Bowl quarterback. You've got a Super Bowl head coach. You have got a home team. You have got the Lions hangover. Yeah. You do not play the Lions and come back and win the next week. They just went from having the number 1 seed to playing on the road as the 5 seed. The Rams win this football game.
I'm with you. Everything you said, I'm with you. If there is a dangerous quarterback in playoff time, it's Stafford, right?
Guys, I'm going to throw together a 3-team parlay for you because, listen, Baltimore is going to get up and run from Pittsburgh. Green Bay is going to hang with Philly. They're going to be in that game at the end.
Kool-Aid pick again.
And then the Rams are winning this game. That's my 3-team parlay. I'm saying, I'm sorry about the Kool-Aid pick, but I'm locking up Baltimore, Green Bay, and Philly. That's my $1 million parlay.
I love it. I absolutely love it,
$1 million gets you $6 million. $1 million to get you 6.
I love it, dude. This was fun.
I know.
This was fun.
Guys, we got to go.
All right, tell you what. Tell us who you like. Okay, now the app is not going on, but apparently Carlos says that there is an app out there, so I might see what's going on. And
there should be a bracket on the ESPN.
For a bracket, so we'll see if we can get go take a look for Fire.
Watch us on YouTube and then go from there. You'll see the link.
Absolutely, we'll get it out there. So, hey,
let's go.
This is absolute blast.
Let's go.
For wild cards.
Wild card weekend. Let's go.
Can't wait for the Buckeyes too.
Pick some winners. Let's go.
All right,
we're out.
We will see you. Bye.